Welcome to this explainer, everyone. Take a deep breath and just step away from the daily grind for a minute, because today we're heading to a place of absolutely profound peace and beauty. We're taking an immersive virtual tour of Prem Mandir, right in the heart of the sacred Braj region of Mathura Vrindavan. Whether you're literally packing your bags for a trip, or you just want to feel the magic right from your couch, we've got you covered. This place is known as a massive, powerful symbol of the love between Lord Krishna and Radhe. So let's ground ourselves and dive right into this marvel.
Now, you might be wondering, Vrindavan is huge, right? It is packed with historical sites and ancient temples. But the second you get near this particular temple, you'll notice something wild. There's an absolute ocean of thousands of devotees, but they aren't just wandering around aimlessly. They're all flowing in one single direction. It's like the beauty of Prem Mandir has this literal magnetic pull. It's so captivating that anyone who even catches a glimpse of it is automatically, almost subconsciously, drawn right inside. It's an attraction that completely defies logic and speaks straight to the heart.
And the vision behind that magnetic pull? It's actually fascinating. The construction was commissioned by Jagat Guru Kripalu Das Maharaj. When he envisioned this monument of divine love, he didn't just make a suggestion. He laid out a powerful mandate. He declared that whoever comes to Vrindavan will simply have to come and visit this temple. And honestly, he hit the nail on the head. It was built to be a mandatory, unforgettable milestone for every single person who steps foot on that holy soil.
All right, let's get into Section 1, Prem Mandir, a divine attraction.
Okay, so how do we actually experience this? Well, before we get completely lost in the gorgeous architecture, we really need to talk about the practical realities. The absolute crucial point here is knowing exactly when to arrive. So here's your insider tip. The temple operates in two distinct shifts. In the morning, you can visit from 8:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. Then the temple actually rests during the afternoon, and it reopens for the evening session from 4 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Definitely keep these specific hours in your back pocket because timing your visit is everything, especially when we look at how the whole vibe transforms from day to night later on in this explainer.
Moving to Section 2, dioramas outside the temple.
So you don't just walk straight into the main building. Nope. The journey actually kicks off on a circumambulation path that wraps all the way around the exterior. And out here, you're greeted by these incredible, lifelike dioramas depicting the divine leelas or plays of Lord Krishna. Let me paint a picture for you. In one spot, surrounded by this lush, joyful greenery, you'll see little baby Christian with his brother Baldao or Balarama and their friends, just peacefully grazing cows. Then you keep walking and boom, a totally different energy. You hit a grand depiction of Lord Krishna and Arjuna on their chariot from the epic Mahabharata battlefield. It brilliantly captures the sheer range of Krishna's life. A little further along, there's the iconic scene of baby Krishna effortlessly lifting the massive Govardhan Parva on just his tiny index finger to protect the locals. These aren't just statues, guys. They're immersive stories setting the stage for what's inside.
Section 3, 150 crore grand architecture.
As you finish your walk past those beautiful gardens, the sheer scale of the main temple just looms right in front of you. Now, building a monument of this magnitude, that does not happen overnight. In fact, it took exactly 11 years of continuous, painstaking dedication to fully construct this masterpiece. 11 years of meticulous craftsmanship just to bring this one vision to life. And to really wrap your head around the immense grandeur of this project, consider this staggering number, 150 crore rupees. Yep, 150 crore. That is the monumental cost it took to build Prem Mandir. But let me tell you, when you stand in front of it, you can literally see every single ounce of that investment. The source material notes that just seeing the beauty of this structure as you walk in will instantly fill your heart with joy, even claiming it's arguably the most beautiful temple you could ever see in your lifetime.
So, what's the secret to this jaw-dropping visual impact? It all comes down to the materials and the craftsmanship. The entire structure is crafted from exquisite Italian marble. But actually, scratch that. It's not just smooth, flat stone. The true magic is in the details. The exterior walls themselves are intricately carved with these tiny miniature dioramas and scenes. The source points out a super fascinating detail here. As beautiful as the temple is on the inside, it appears exponentially more striking from the outside, and that's precisely because of these delicate, detailed Italian marble carvings that cover the outer walls.
Here we are at Section 4, Divine Site of Sanctum. Having marveled at the outside, we now finally step across the threshold and into the Garbhagriha, the main inner sanctum. The moment you enter, you're just met with this overwhelming sense of spiritual peace.
The beautifully adorned deities of Lord Krishna and Radha are seated right there before you, and the visual beauty of these deities, it is simply extraordinary. This right here is the core of Prem Mandir. It's the absolute epicenter of that magnetic pull we talked about earlier. Standing before them is an experience that just brings profound tranquility and boundless joy straight to a devotee's heart.
But, the inner journey doesn't actually stop on the ground floor. After seeking blessings at the main sanctum, you can make your way upstairs to the first floor. Up here, you'll discover even more beautiful temples. You'll also find a deeply reverent statue of the temple's founder, Jagat Guru Kripalu Das Maharaj. And practically speaking, being up on this elevated first floor gives you a fantastic vantage point. It literally lets you get a much closer, detailed look at the striking architectural elements and carvings of the interior.
Which brings us to Section 5, Evening's Enchanting Lights.
Okay, so if the daytime offers this beautiful, serene devotion, the evening? The evening completely transforms Prem Mandir into a vibrant, glowing spectacle. Let's map out the perfect evening itinerary based on our source. First, you'll want to plan your arrival during that evening shift we mentioned earlier. While you're waiting for the main event to kick off, you can grab a bite and enjoy the canteen service right on the premises. Then comes the absolute highlight. From 7 p.m. to 8 p.m., there is a stunning, colorful laser fountain show. This specific one-hour window is exactly why the source highly recommends visiting in the evening. Finally, as the night really sets in, you get to admire the spectacular laser lights illuminating the temple walls.
I want you to imagine this. That exquisite Italian marble we talked about earlier, it basically becomes a giant canvas. Laser lights installed all along the walls project these alternating multicolored lights across the entire structure, which multiplies the temple's visual impact tenfold in the dark. And as you're standing there, watching these vibrant colors shift and dance across the carvings, the air around you is just continuously filled with the enchanting, rhythmic chants of Radhe Radhe Govind Govind. It's an incredibly immersive, sensory, and spiritual experience.
So, what does this all mean? We've explored the massive 150 crore cost, the 11 years of painstaking labor, the pristine Italian marble, and those gorgeous, intricate dioramas. But when you add in that flowing ocean of devotees, the mesmerizing deities, and the enchanting evening chants, you really have to ask yourself, is Prem Mandir merely a grand structure made of Italian marble, or is it, quite literally, the physical embodiment of love? It's a thought that'll definitely linger long after you leave the holy grounds of Vrindavan. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer today. Until next time, keep exploring and keep learning.